I want to tell you about the new online store, shop MrColionNoir.com. Here you can grab your favorite pieces from the Pew Pew Life, Ammosexual, and the new Colion Noir line. You guys have been asking for the CN logo hats for a while now, and now they're here. I'm also really excited about the line of tumblers and water bottles that I've added to the store as well. Now you can show your pride for the lifestyle we all love and stay hydrated all at the same time. So click the first link in the description box and grab your gear today. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. People living in prehistoric times didn't sit around debating whether they had a right to bear arms. More than any other tool, weapons for them meant survival. Without weapons, there was no game to eat, no defense against raiding parties from hostile tribes. You took up arms because that's what humans did. Fast forward a few thousand years later, after access to weapons became the sole domain of the rich and powerful in most corners of the world, the founders of a newly independent United States of America wanted to reverse this trend by extending the right to bear arms to all citizens. But from the Civil War to the late 20th century, our history has involved more and more gun control, restricting people's access to firearms. The Second Amendment was still there, written out in the Bill of Rights where we could see it, but it was stuck in deep freeze. It wasn't until the last few decades that patriotic Americans have managed to reverse the trend. Currently, we're closer than any time in the last 200 years to the freedom our founders intended for us. That pure liberty is so close that you feel like you could reach out and touch it. But we're not there yet. And some states like New Jersey and California are lagging about as far behind as they can manage. Armed self-defense is a basic human right, and it's one the founders wanted us to enjoy without infringement. Let's keep working to melt away all the restrictions that make us as a people less free.
Do you think it's hypocritical for anti-gunners to criticize gun manufacturers for making a product that some bad people misuse, but then have nothing to say about social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, who give access to bad people to exploit that information to do bad things on their own?
Here's what I say about that. Any tool, the more powerful that is, the more ability it has to be used for bad or good.
I think that it goes so far beyond just firearms.
I wish there was a freedom of speech group that was just as powerful as NRA.
It's literally the gun manufacturers. If you have an issue with them, you have an issue with the Constitution, right? If you have an issue with Twitter or Facebook, you have an issue with the First Amendment.
One of my favorite things is go to a dinner with a bunch of friends and say the first person to pull their phone out pays for the meal.
You should probably invite me to dinner if you never went.
Yeah, because then I've seen you with your phone.
Yeah.
Jeez.
While I disagree with the use of social media in the sense of especially with human trafficking and child exploitation, they need to very much restrict that type of thing, right? Whereas they're more concerned, I think, social media with restricting firearms content than they are with, human exploitation, which is, it's crazy to me.
It goes beyond, the having a forum or a platform for criminals to prey on people, and I think that's atrocious.
My theory on that is just freedom and people's own choice and people to be trusted, with that responsibility. You start taking everything away from everybody, how's that work,
Absolutely.
It's a masterpiece of good old American spit and polish ingenuity. It's a favorite of hunters that passes mil-spec testing and safeguards the lives of our troops overseas. It's the #1 name in home defense for civilians across the country. When it debuted in 1960, it was nothing short of a miracle. The shotgun that could do it all, the Mossberg 500. 57 years later, nothing's changed because nothing needed to. A truly classic firearm matures. It never grows old. Over the years, we've seen countless variations of the Mossberg 500, but the platform has stayed the same. Its longevity is a testament to the wisdom of building things the right way instead of the easy way. On the other hand, you have the Ford Mustang, which debuted just a few years after the Mossberg and is still in production today, with 6 design generations under its belt. It's been featured and fetishized in some of your favorite songs and movies, and no one would deny that it's an iconic vehicle. But why does the Mustang garner instant recognition as classic Americana, while the Mossberg doesn't carry the same cultural cachet? I like to think of the Mossberg 500 as taking its place among the ranks of storied American underdogs. Remember the Miracle on Ice? During the 1980 Winter Olympics, the U.S. hockey team was comprised of unknown amateurs. They weren't expected to even pick up a medal, much less make a dent in the Soviet Union's world-class lineup of athletically flawless Rocky IV Dolph Lundgren types. But they shocked the world and won the gold through a combination of fearlessness, teamwork, firm leadership, and that American quality of being too damn stubborn to lose. The Mossberg 500's flawless design should make it an American icon, considering how many lives it has saved. Its contribution to our nation's life cannot be ranked alongside a tractor or a muscle car. This is an unpretentious masterwork, a blue-collar meat and potatoes gun that will take all of the abuse you can throw at it and remain just as reliable as when you took it out of the box, all new and shiny. But when most people think of classic American engineering, they think Chevy and John Deere, long before they think Mossberg, and that's a shame. It's a shame that we allow the media to demonize hardworking men and women who toiled over the shotgun's every last detail. That we allow them to tell us that this is a shameful killing machine instead of an authentically American creation to take pride in. This gun is the definition of everything that's ever been right about America. The freedom to build, the freedom to create, the freedom to defend our lives. Transcending its humble origins, it had the pluck to go toe-to-toe with European giants and emerge victorious. Much like that fabled hockey game, this is a bona fide American miracle.
So in the late 50s, Mossberg started to get into the pump action shotgun line, and this was the first iteration. This was the Model 200. It came out in 1955.
Jesus. It is very rifle-like.
Yeah, very rifle-like, very bolt-action shotgun-like, clip-fed. And in the late 1950s, Mossberg decided it wanted to get into the market that was populated by like the Ithaca 37.
Okay.
So Mossberg set about designing a pump-action shotgun that would appeal to that segment of the population.
Gotcha.
And they come out with the Model 500, and this is actually the #7 prototype.
Good Lord.
And the interesting thing about this is, there are certainly some differences, but in point of fact, it's pretty close to what a current Mossberg looks like now.
It was definitely ahead of its time.
Absolutely.
I still believe you just went in the back and scribbled this on here.
No, sir. It's so valuable to us as evidence of what we could do and what the design engineers did back in the late 50s, before computer-assisted drawing, before computer machines, in fact. Once this came out in 1961, it really changed the focus of the company. They started transferring machinery from making rifles to making the Model 500 shotguns.
History.
There's so many different elements that play in making the perfect shot. You've got the preparation itself, which in most cases, that can take years just to refine the art of your craft. So from the years of just your experience, your training, being mentored, seeking additional knowledge, reading, regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, you're still seeking perfection. So what we do takes years to accomplish that. We have the combined knowledge base of not only the subject matter experts here, but then we're also relying on the subject matter experts that plug in on environmental factors. So whether that's how much rain or how much wind, how much weather, specifically related to the key component. So you have to measure and refine everything that you do. Everything can be specified in a gram weight, in a dimension, in a time, but more importantly, it's about making the shot perfect. So hitting center mass. Here, we try to accomplish is perfection and replication of perfection every time we step behind the machine or the gun. So if I hit the trigger or if I hit the button, what I'm after is always perfection. I'm measuring gram weight and time in conjunction with perfecting the roast. And at the end, what you have is the perfect shot. It's pretty damn good espresso.
When I first came across Black Rifle Coffee, I initially thought of it as kind of like a juxtaposition of two different worlds. Well, I guess culturally, I guess you could say that.
When I first started Black Rifle Coffee, I wanted to do guns and coffee. I wanted literally to sell guns in a coffee shop. But I wanted people to be able to get the highest end espresso that they could get in conjunction with an awesome firearm, right? And restrictions on capital, quite literally, in federal regulations, you know, like I guess it's a little bit harder than I imagined to start a coffee shop / gun store.
I mean, you would think is it really that difficult to have, or is it nearly impossible to kind of marry the two?
You can, yeah. And I was sticking my toe in the water when I first started because I already had a roaster. I went through several years of roasting and developing roasts around firearms. Gotcha. So like the AK-47 espresso, I wanted an espresso that represented just a high quality, trusty, you know, espresso that you could fire down every day. It's just super consistent. So I'd made these roast profiles that I was pairing with rifles and pistols anyway. I was like, you know, I'll just launch this and see if people even want to buy it.
Gotcha.
And within like 2 months, I didn't even have time to open up a gun store because I was literally roasting coffee like 10 hours out of my day. Yeah. And then the other 10 hours was spent boxing coffee to send out to people, you know, throughout the world.
I think the concept is so freaking phenomenally cool. You know, like the idea of the coffee barista, like you think the Starbucks person with like, you know, the typical hipster.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't really strike me as a hipster.
No, we're the counterculture of that, you know? That's kind of what we were going for. What I was going for was I saw this whole trend in the coffee culture, and it was like you had to look like you were working on a bicycle in the 1800s to serve an espresso. And I was roasting coffee back in, I don't know, 2008, 2007. I started roasting coffee between deployments to Afghanistan, Iraq. And I would come home and I would roast coffee, and I'd go to all these like super, you know, high-end coffee shops. And I was like, man, every one of these coffee shops, it seemed like it was like screaming liberals, you know, wearing like Che Guevara shirts. And it was kind of insane to me. And then, you know, a couple of coffee shops had come out and said, you know, if you're carrying a gun, we don't want your business.
I remember that. I did a video on that and got lambasted online. Yeah.
And it's just kind of insane. It's coffee, right?
Yeah. But you know, the in-your-face pro two-way aspect of it, was that something you knew from the word go? That was going to be an intrinsic part of what Black Rifle Coffee is, considering I just said Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, what I see is like the Second Amendment is such an intrinsic part of the Constitution. And the further away that we get from 2A, the further away we get from the Constitution. So we're pro-Constitution, we're pro-America. The company itself, we took an oath, and most of us, 65% of the company, took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. And I'll always stand ready to defend the Constitution of the United States. So my company, it's part of my DNA, as the founder and the CEO of the company. We're never distancing ourselves from the Constitution. We're never distancing ourselves from the Second Amendment.
Tom, what are we doing?
Well, we're talking about changing levels, going into prone. Send it. Send the camera. Like any shooting position, there's always going to be pros and cons. In this case, I wanted to put an obstacle in between me and the threat. In that case, was the tire well behind me. I went to prone because I had a longer shot to take. And if I have to take a shot with my pistol at about 100 yards, I'm gonna want that stability in that situation. In this case, when we're out in an urban environment and a car is approaching at 100+ yards, I need to be able to put myself in the best position possible to take that longer shot. There's 3 advantages that prone's gonna give us: changing levels, keeping a low profile, and stability. When you talk about changing levels, that's a combative principle that we use, going high and going low. Typically, a threat will send rounds downrange to the last place they saw movement. You want to be unpredictable. You don't want to give the threat the upper hand. So if we can create movement around the vehicle and change levels to get low, we're putting ourselves in a better position than we would have if we stayed in the same place. The second thing is keeping a low profile. If you're out in an open field and you don't have any cover to deal with at all, the best position you could possibly be in for a low profile is the prone. Me standing up, I'm offering a lot of target area as opposed to only my shoulders and the top of my head. I'm reducing that profile down to nothing while increasing the stability of my platform that I have. The third thing, and one of the most important things to think about in prone, is having a stable shooting platform. Going to prone is one of the most stable shooting platforms you can get into. With your body low to the ground, being able to manage recoil and the structure that you create, but you have to remember the mobility that you lose. In this scenario, I went to prone to reduce my signature and get a stable shooting platform while removing myself from their line of sight, putting me in the best position possible to put effective rounds downrange to reduce or mitigate the threat. Check the others.
Okay, everybody ready? Yeah. You know your spot. Send it when you're ready. Action!
My first move is to manipulate my shirt material to begin my draw. Next, I reference the gun with a 3-finger grip and start my upward draw. As I start bending at my hips, my draw continues and my legs then load enough where I can shoot them out behind me. The split second my firearm clears the holster, I drive the muzzle towards the target, being aware not to sweep myself or anyone else in the immediate area. My left hand's reaching down to reference the ground, acting as a shock absorber to reduce impact and increase stability. The second I feel my body connect with the ground, I get as flat and stable as possible. When I know I'm stable, locked in, and have found my front sights, I will then continue to scan the area and take shots if necessary.
3 courses of fire, Team Alpha has claimed the lead with 5 points. Team Bravo's in second place with 4 points, and Team Charlie is in third place with 2 points. Shooters, Season 6 of the Noir Challenge continues. Stage 4 is a fun one, involving pistol, shotgun, and a truck tire.
Nice, nice.
Shooter 1 will start at the 50-yard line. They will engage a piece of steel as many times as they can using your pistol.
Oh.
However, every shot must be taken through the truck tire. The shooter can shoot through the tire at 50 yards, or the shooter can roll the truck tire downrange to get closer to the target and then shoot through the truck tire.
Wow.
You will have 40 seconds to fire as many shots as you can on the steel.
Wow. Nice. I like it. There's an option here.
I don't have enough mags. The number of times Shooter 1 hits steel will determine the amount of time that Shooter 2 has to shoot clays using the Mossberg 500 pump action shotgun with slugs from the 10-yard line.
Okay. Do we get a second for every hit on the clays?
If Shooter 1 hits the steel target 10 times, Shooter 2 will get 10 seconds to shoot clays.
Yeah.
Again, their time is dictated upon how many hits Shooter 1 gets on steel shooting through the truck tire. The team with the most clays hit wins the challenge.
Oh, wow.
There's a catch, a bonus item. Any shooter can shoot the piece of chalk that is down on the firing line and gain a bonus point if the chalk is hit. However, there's 2 balloons surrounding the chalk. If a balloon is hit, you'll be docked a point. It is optional to shoot at the chalk.
Wow.
Any questions?
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, this is cool. Strategy, well, as soon as I heard the course, which does sound really, really fun, I knew that Colion was gonna be shooting the handgun very fast.
So our strategy, Alex, is gonna be the one shooting the pistola. I'm gonna be the shotgunner for tonight.
So obviously, I'm gonna be humping this tire down to 7 yards. And when I do, I don't even have enough mags that I'm gonna put into that steel target.
So I figure 15 seconds rolling the tire.
I think I'm gonna take a good 10 seconds to try to roll the tire as far down as I can so I can get a more accurate shot.
The only thing difficult that I see that's going on is your ability to get the gun back up and running. That's the only thing that I see going on.
Yeah.
So.
I do think it would be best to probably take some time to roll the tire.
Now that I think, only because I'm looking at the tire, it doesn't seem that daunting. I'm remembering the tire from when we were in Terrence.
No,
that thing was mammoth.
It's lighter.
And I think I'm gonna take 5 and reset. 5 and reset, because once I start going, I'm gonna start missing. So I'm gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hopefully that'll work out.
So I think rolling the tire for 15 seconds and then shooting like a son of a bitch is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it, man.
Shooters ready, stand by.
Come on, Alex, you got it.
Nice, bro. Move that thing. A little bit toward me a little bit.
25 seconds.
10 seconds!
Oh!
Come on, Alex!
That's hard as shit.
Both knees. Slow it down. Slow it down. A little bit slower, baby, a little bit slower. All right, time. Nice.
can't tell if I'm missing.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it
couldn't even
sounds
see
like
where
you're
your shots
hitting
were
it.
going on some of them.
Rock and roll, baby.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
I didn't count how many hits, but I think you gave me some time, baby. Good work, good work. That was sweet. Nice work on the tire. Getting some room. That was the right decision.
You killed it out there.
Thanks, Nicole.
You're worried about that tire.
I was worried about the tire because I thought it was going to tip over on me. I had to pick it back up. And then once I got in the stable shooting position, I felt like I was fine. The only thing I was scared of is that I was going to set the tire and the tire was going to fall over and I'm going to have to holster, pull it back up. But I felt like once I got on target at 7 yards, I'm just going bop, 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 reload, bop, 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 bop.
I knew you were going to get a bunch of those, and you made this round going to be easy for me.
Thank you.
I got a lot of time.
Good, yes, you do. 2, 1, go. Safety, yep. Shot, hit, racket.
Wow.
Racket,
That's impressive.
racket.
Okay.
Shit, dog.
This is impressive.
Don't move, stop moving.
My God.
Racket,
Girl can shoot.
last. Good.
That is
Move over, move over. Other way, girlfriend.
Oh, gotta reload. Oh yeah, this is a pump.
It's okay, it's okay.
So
Take your
much
time.
She can probably take out all those.
Yep.
Keep going. You're fine. You're fine. You got 15 seconds, okay? So you gotta finish this. Keep going. Racket. Racket.
It won't rack.
Yes, it will. Racket.
It won't rack.
That was
Oh, shit.
unbelievable.
She's stuck. Oh,
4.
time's out.
And see,
3.
that's what I was worried about. I don't have to
2.
worry about that because I want you to have a chance to
Why wouldn't it
reload.
rack? Shit.
Stop. You're done.
She wasn't moving in between shots. I was gonna stand in front of each
No,
target.
no, you don't want
move.
to. You don't want to move.
All right, what'd you guys get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clays.
Told you it was gonna be the thing, right?
Yeah.
Did good.
I think you had at least 15 hits. I'm hoping so.
I couldn't tell because I couldn't hear anything.
Right.
And I started off running sights and then shooting really fast.
Right.
So from there, I actually went to the laser.
Yeah, you saw
Because I
that
was
the
like-
laser was an advantage once it
Yeah,
was on the target.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, that was good. You fired 34 rounds. You had 17 misses. You hit steel 17 times.
Nice.
2 of those were after the shot timer.
Oh, 15
So
seconds.
that puts you guys at 15 seconds for Darren to work on clays.
Okay.
So now what's happening now is this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna shoot off 5. They're gonna load 1 into the chamber and just get 6, because that's all they need. They know that they're not gonna do it, right? The last time he rushed his shotgun, he missed.
Get ready. Stand by.
Oh, no.
And that was supported shotgun that he shot. He didn't
Usually
have.
people don't shoot slugs like this.
They don't, which makes it
Not
difficult.
in a match. Don't get that balloon.
Don't hit that balloon, Darren.
Eyes and ears.
3, 2, 1.
Yep. Yep.
Oh.
How much?
6 seconds.
Clear and safe the shotgun.
You hit 5.
They got 5.
They got 5. That's a tie.
Yep.
Damn it, what did I miss?
So that did not go as planned.
It looked hard. I think we
Did my best.
underestimated how hard that was gonna be.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I knew standing up, I would have been fine. But knowing that I had to get down on top of a tire that's moving for a second, on top of being inside the tire, hearing the sound sounds like you're hitting the target, but you're not. So you don't know if you need to adjust or you can't hear the steel hit because you have the echo going on inside the tire in your head.
Nice job. That was tough.
Yep.
But you got 4 hits, so you're gonna have to move fast on the shotgun. 4 seconds, hit as many clays as you can.
Yep.
No pressure.
I'm gonna
No
do
pressure.
2 clays a second.
Let's do it. Boom, 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 boom.
You got it, Thea?
3, 2, 1. Get your side picture. 3, 2, take a shot. Nice. Nice. Good job.
Yes,
Good job.
They're getting 2 points anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That was
They got
awesome.
second place regardless.
Nice
This is
That was
what's
sweet.
fun about it, man. This is what's fun about it. Woo! Way to pick up your teammate, too.
That's right. That's right.
You had a good teammate, too. That's awesome.
Not easy. It's not like you had a shot to adjust. You took one shot and you hit it.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
That was awesome.
Course 4.
Yeah.
Some tire rolling, some pistol shooting, some shotgun slinging.
Yeah.
That was a cool course. Team Alpha, the Sloths, you guys had 44 seconds to shoot clays, right? You fired 51 shots.
That's right.
You had 7 misses.
Amazing.
In time, you fired a lot of rounds.
Thank you.
You were slinging lead. Then Nicole, you rocked the shotgun. You had 5 hits.
Yeah, that lever on the side, I just had trouble with it. I forgot that I had to push it to release.
Not used to the pump shotgun platform, so that was one of the things.
Well, none of us have had practice with the pump shotgun before either. So we're basically using a firearm that we've never used before and don't know how to function.
And that's, it's part of the competition,
That's right,
you know?
and I like
so, yep, can you figure it out? Can you not? Can you think on the fly? Can you problem solve? Can you communicate as a team? Help that person, so.
Yeah, I don't hear Darren slow down.
Slow it down.
Which is the only thing he ever says to me when I'm shooting.
A little bit slower, baby, a little bit slower.
Once I heard him say slow down, that let me know I'm not getting my hits.
Yeah.
So then from there, I was like, wait a minute, I have a laser on this thing. And at that point, I'm assuming I was getting my hits.
Yep.
Team Charlie. So Thea, you ended up with 4 seconds, and you chose to
Chalk it up.
just chalk it.
Chalk it up.
And she nailed it.
Went for the chalk.
Yeah, but it was
Don't look
good
at the clock.
timing by my partner, too. She told me when to pull the trigger, and I pulled it on her mark.
I'll tell you when to shoot. 3, 2, take a shot.
I think it's the best shot of the comp so far.
That was insane.
I agree with that.
It got you guys a bonus point, so you guys got a bonus point.
Yeah.
You two guys, Team Alpha, Team Bravo, you guys tied, so we're gonna have a tiebreaker. The tiebreaker is gonna be the teammate of your choice will go to the 10-yard line with the Mossberg 500 pump, and you will have 10 seconds and as many rounds as you need to shoot as many clays as you can.
That's Darren.
Wow.
Person with the most clay hits wins.
Okay. Nice.
All right, let's do it. Shooters ready, stand by.
Four seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1.
Three clays down.
Ego. Sorry, Nicole.
Oh, you're good.
Shooters ready, stand by.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah, they had more than 3. Yeah.
You guys got it. Woo! You guys got it.
baby.
They got 3.
Pressure time. Who's got the pressure
shoot.
You guys get 3
You'll never
points.
be able to say anything.
3 points for you.
Congratulations, Darren.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Awesome tiebreaker.
Yes, it was.
That was fun.
That was a nail biter.
That was not fun.
So we started off with an awesome course of fire. At the end of the day, Alpha and Bravo, you guys went into it. Team Bravo got the victory.
Good
It
job.
was awesome. Thank you. Good
Nice
times.
job,
Good,
guys.
Good
it
job,
was fun.
guys.
That was fun. Appreciate it.
Point-wise on that one, Team Bravo, 3 points. Team Alpha, 2 points.
Yep.
And Team Charlie, also 2
2 points.
Yeah, because the awesome
1 point for
pressure
third,
shot.
plus the bonus, that badass shot that Thea took on the piece of chalk.
2, take a shot.
So the standings as of now, we've got Team Alpha, you guys have 7 points. Team Bravo, also with 7 points.
Nice.
Team Charlie, 4 points. You guys get first place next time, you'll be right back up with them.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do
do
some
it.
more.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Nice.
Next time on the Noir Team Challenge. Course of Fire 5, we have a DC zone. In that zone, you cannot possess guns, ammo, or magazines.
The penalty of missing one of those plates is just too great. Running all the way around this thing, I mean, it's crazy.
I think on the pistol, I'm going to hit those 6 shots.
I'm still on the fence on if I should grab that extra magazine.
Here it is.
Well, if you just say F it and just run straight there.
If we have to run, we have to run.
The bag.
The bag.
The bag.
Unless you...
Unless I miss.
What's going on, folks? This is Colion Noir. If you like what you saw in this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button that should be located on the bottom left portion of the screen. I mean, come on, who you fooling? I know you want to.